Am I recording? There we go. Okay. There's the pop-up. How's it going?
Yeah, I think it's recording. Okay, this must be LA Noire, right?
Yes. Almost assuredly. I'm pretty sure anyway. We're gonna be
Okay,
starting
so if this is
Red
LA
Lipstick
Noire,
Murder.
then you're Trenchfoot, I'm Thomas,
Both of those are true.
and it looks like there's a non-deleted save file for the Red Lipstick Murder.
Mm-hmm. We've been very careful about having active saves ever since the incident that we will never speak of again.
Oh yeah, I don't even know why I would mention such a thing, so don't worry about that.
It's 6 months after we've gotten off the traffic desk, I guess. I assume we've just literally sat at a desk for 6 months, waiting for a murder to happen.
Yeah, maybe this is the first case of the newly promoted Cole Phelps.
I assume murders never happen in Los Angeles, so...
Let's see what's going on.
Somebody's crying. I don't know if that's coming through on the audio, but that person who has just been dragged out of a car has been crying. That is a pipe.
Shit, it's a murder.
A murder most foul. I should have saved that for one that involved a bird, actually.
All right, gentlemen, take your seats.
Oh, hey, it's this guy.
Let's get this over before lunch.
Nice.
Floyd Rose of the homicide
He must be the chief of the homicide detectives.
Floyd Rose is retired.
Rose.
Steely edge he brought to his police work.
I'm sure it does not relate to the notebook that we found in that first patrol case.
Floyd's departure leaves a place at the top table, and the chief has seen fit to promote Cole Phelps from
Well, clearly it's not the top table because we get promoted after this.
Stand up, Phelps.
That's a bad suit, by the way.
You were actually in burglary for 6 months, I
You're in the
guess.
major leagues now, Sonny.
Really?
Rusty Galloway.
Yeah, it just said Phelps has been promoted from burglary to homicide.
Huh. I would have actually liked burglary way more than,
Your first case is the murder of a woman.
Then
Oh.
not playing
Last
it?
night I'm bearing all the signs of
the werewolf.
Get out to the
Oh shit.
scene, lads.
Alright, so working with Rusty Galloway to catch a werewolf. This is not where I expected the game to go, to be honest.
I hope it's the one from Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
That would be quite tricky without any superpowers.
I'm changing my suit, by the way, because I don't like the Sword of Justice suit.
You should change it to something new, though, to represent being in homicide.
I don't think I've used this suit, have I?
Yeah, that one's okay as well as being new.
Do you have the address?
It's been all over KGPL. It's off Temple Street.
This guy does not seem very interested in
Making
being a fun
friends.
dude. He's very businesslike, very fucking I've been saddled with newbie idiot.
He was Rose's partner, Floyd Rose's. He was actually in the patrol desk. He and Floyd were being rude to you when you were patrolman.
Although Floyd was much ruder than this guy.
Yes.
This is also a new car.
But nope. Nice.
I'm sorry, I'm just glaring very harshly at my monitor because what the fuck, dude? That one was only barely my fault.
Back into Rose.
Parker wants the chief's job. Word is it's either going to be him or Thad Green. So they're both clearing the decks.
Where does that leave you, Galloway?
Clearing the decks.
Leaves me saddled with a chump like you, Phelps.
Fair
I
enough.
didn't ask for you, and I don't want you, so keep it to yourself. See if you can learn something about seeing how a real cop operates.
Real cops operate by just
What do you
like
mean by
insulting their
the
partners casually.
Medallion. The Daily News came out calling them the werewolf killers. The Examiner came up with the Black Dahlia.
We're any closer to catching
Whoa there!
That one was actually my fault. I apologize.
I like how both the front windscreen and the back one just kind of blew off at the same time.
Leads, we got nothing.
You don't think this has anything to do with it?
No, I don't. 90% of murders are domestic, Phelps. Some guy gets.
So you're on the trail of a serial killer, but this murder may or may not be involved. And
I
Galloway
think the
thinks
homicide
it won't.
department is on the trail of a serial killer, but this one is just like
Why so many women
Yeah.
this year?
Well, I mean, the chief, though, the captain of detectives, said that he thought this case had the mark of the werewolf,
Comes home,
Yeah.
he's expecting
also known as the Black Dahlia
What do you think's
killer.
gonna happen?
It's
But we'll see.
Like I said, most of the time it is.
also apparently
So then we
war
have
veterans
Rusty
coming
Galloway's
home
theory
and
of crime.
having to deal
Men
with
kill their
wives.
wives because their wives are annoying.
That's a very noir attitude to take to it, I think, but probably
Yes,
not accurate.
Not one Cole will get along well with, I think. Yeah, you've gone past it. So here we are, basically in homicide. After that last case, where things went well, but kind of corruptly. Maybe a murder would be more straightforward than all those traffic shenanigans.
How about a scoop for the Examiner, Galloway? You could use some good press.
Another tramp,
fuck
another message.
off,
Is the werewolf back
idiots.
in business, boys?
Do you have a mother, asshole?
I like how the reporters suddenly turn up now that you're working murders.
Let us do our job, and Detective Galloway will give you a statement later.
He's good, Rusty. He even sounds genuine.
That's Phelps, guys. The war hero. Defending the honor of murdered humps.
You're used to it, Phelps. Moving along, guys. You got your pictures, you got your headlines. Now scram.
I appreciate
Galloway-
that they did actually scram.
Yeah, he's clearly very used to his job and has developed some opinions about it.
We didn't actually get these assholes in traffic, so... That
Jesus,
is-
she's extremely murdered.
Yeah. I have a vague memory of a later homicide case where this is not the only naked lady you find just like
they use it like a
laying there
lover's lane.
murdered.
It's a
Mhm.
working neighborhood. Some trouble, but nothing like this. It's known locally as the Moors.
You were first on the scene?
Yes.
Oh,
detective.
and speaking
No
of the
one's
last
disturbed
case that we had
about
in traffic,
No,
one
sir.
thing that I don't think we
We
actually
got them Vulture
pieced
reporters
together
show picture
on
in the corner of the
camera
work.
was the
They want you to
reason
talk to
that
you.
Across the house and
Phelps
see what you come up
accused the camera guy of conspiracy with the actress.
Oh, yes,
lady.
yes. So what was the real reason behind that we didn't find out?
So the actress lady, whose name I am missing right now, hang on, there's a ping that I need to... Nope. Where's the... There we go. Okay. The actress lady whose name I forget
What can you tell me about the shoe prints? Men's size 8s.
took her
Paper
niece
lifted impressions
to
from you to compare
a
back to
casting couch job. Casting
Yes.
couch being a euphemism for a sexual encounter. Not informing her niece of this, by the way. But,
Well, we figured out that much.
yes.
She was a real bad person.
Gonna pause real quick so that I can just talk freely without wandering around
Yep.
the more. Took her niece to that, took her to that studio specifically so that that guy would record it, and then they would have visual evidence of a rape committed by the producer there, so that
I'll put some-
the actress lady could get a job on the film that she was trying to get work on.
I'll put some names to the descriptions there. You're saying that June Ballard brought her niece Jessica Hamilton to Marlon Hopgood Studios so that they would film Mark Bishop raping her. That's awful.
Correct. And also correct about the awfulness. But yes, that was the ploy that they attempted,
And so
and
presumably
we only arrested Mark Bishop because of being a rapist.
Right, yes. I mean, he obviously should have been arrested, but I remember right at the start of the case, we didn't quite manage to get everything we could out of June herself, presumably because she was hiding this stuff.
Yes, although I think the actual thing that we missed was related to
Ticket
the interrogation of...
I doubt
sorry, what was the camera guy's name?
Camera guy Marlon Hopgood, the prop store owner.
Yes. We were supposed to, instead of highlighting the check, we were supposed to highlight the empty film canister.
Right, to prove that he was in on the blackmail, but we didn't realize that was what was going on, so we didn't pick it.
Not actually
enough.
on the blackmail, but we were supposed to highlight that he was in cahoots with June Ballard.
Right.
And then we would have gotten an option to...
some kind of puzzle or
What
parlor.
on earth? I mean, it is on Earth. Can you, do the puzzle?
yeah, apparently, looks like it.
Just have some fun there, Cole.
Why
think
is
that's
Africa way higher than... What? What's going on here? Wait, that's
Whoa.
Australia, not South America.
So it is. I see.
I'm really good at maps, you guys.
I think it would be fast. Well, would have been faster if you went around the other way, but it'll all work out in the end. Oh, you had it. You totally had it right.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
USA.
The Bamba Club.
Bamba Club. Why steal a table lighter?
Good question. It seems like a really appropriate clue too. the thiever of that may regret it. You found a
Also,
footprint
what the hell
earlier.
is a table lighter? Like what?
Everyone used to smoke in the past.
Yeah,
So
but
you'd have
like,
like lighters on the table in expensive clubs.
why would you have a lighter on the table and not in your pocket?
You do both, basically. I mean, like, personal lighters were not once as cheap and readily available as they now are.
Can't be the one used on the body.
Was that classic
Carmine.
Garamine?
Carmine is a shade of red.
I see.
I believe the vampire in one of the oldest vampire stories, one which was an allusion to lesbianism, was called Carmine.
That sounds like a thing that people would do.
Yeah, a lot of the earliest vampire tales were just, we're talking about like a forbidden sex act here or whatever, but we'll pretend it's about drinking blood. That's way less taboo. So that footprint was supposed to be from the killer, right?
Could be the head injuries.
I think so, yes.
Well, it was from someone who was on the scene anyway.
Injury to the face. Could be anything from a baseball bat to a lug wrench.
I believe from the silhouette that we got at the start of this case that it was a lug wrench, but I suspect that Cole Phelps does not actually get cutscene information.
No, unless he was watching it during the briefing earlier.
This ring on the finger. Something removed. A ring, most likely. I assume it was taken
So it was,
post-mortem.
This, this would seem to indicate that our partner here, Rusty, what's his name?
Yeah.
It was right. Like, wedding ring, you remove that. The guy kills his wife and is mad about the marriage still, so he removes
that
her wedding
actually,
ring
I mean, it could be.
forcibly.
Yeah. It really could be a spouse killing. But I mean, it's very macabre. The scene, everything about it is not really domestic.
It's also a very domestic thing to be like, I'm gonna kill my wife, and the way that I'm gonna get away with it is I'm gonna pin it on some serial killer by just like copying their motives.
Yeah, if he's a famous serial killer and everyone knows about this stuff.
Dahlia, Tex. Your guess is as good as mine.
Especially
Could be
like,
something to it, or it could be the killer's trying.
that's another thing that
And the
people
coroner
sometimes do
agrees
is
there.
just like, check it out, it's the Black Dahlia. I'm definitely the Black Dahlia murderer. I'm gonna write BD on the body so that you think it's the Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
Can we get to the
Yeah, so far we can't really get much further on that info. They don't know who the body is or anything, do they?
Not. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong button. Here we go. What are the clues that we got? There's the people, murder victim, and murder suspect. Very helpful. Clues. Size 8 shoe prints.
Yep, with some shoe prints. Whose were they? Don't know. Could be involved though.
Yeah.
Okay, well we've got exactly one lead here, so
Yeah.
that makes things easy.
I'm just going to take another pass around the crime scene, making sure that we didn't miss anything. Also,
Yeah.
imagine that like the size 8 shoe prints are just like some random thief that's just like, oh, a dead body. I'm
Did you
going to
look at
steal
that
this
bag, girl?
wedding ring.
You did, yeah, that's right.
Yes, there was the
And it-
lipstick in there.
And just the lipstick. It's I guess whoever did it probably took away the other personal effects.
No, there
Careless
was
of
some
them
more
to
stuff in there, but Phelps wasn't interested, really. Like, I'll pop it open again here.
careless of them to leave the lighter if they were otherwise being careful. Maybe the lighter is a red herring. We'll see.
Yeah, you can see. Sorry, I
Yeah.
can't actually look over to the.
I guess
bag,
they're
but,
all like lady things, and he doesn't care about that.
Yeah. There's no wallet or anything though, which I thought there was
mirror?
the first time.
So you weren't able to look in the mirror, were you?
It's a hairbrush, and
Ah,
when I looked at it, there was just kind of nothing there.
yeah, that is indeed a hairbrush, I guess. Fair enough. Okay, well, this is either a particularly heinous killing or a ordinarily bad killing deliberately made to look heinous, and we don't know which yet.
I would argue that it's particularly heinous, and whether or not it's made to look like a serial killing is what's up in the air. But
Yeah, okay. It's a bad thing to do
Yes.
in either case.
that is definitely true. Debating about how bad it is maybe like a little outside the point.
Yeah, interesting that once the traffic cases all started with like, okay, something's happened to do with the car. We're not totally sure what yet, but this time it's just straight off the bat. Here's the bad killing. Do the detective about it.
There's like a radio advertisement playing, and
Dream shampoo. They're all for like consumer products. It's the style of the times,
Yes.
and also of today.
Yes. Also, there's a reason
But
that I
no,
don't
but
listen
they-
to the radio anymore.
But they used to be funnier to a modern ear. Alright, the Bamba Bar. Is that one of the reporters?
I don't think
Who
so.
tried to
I
run
think
out
it's
of-
just a random idiot that ran into the street because
We can't rule it out.
people
We
are
need to work
terrible.
the evidence.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? Big head to hang on your wall. Caller of the decade. You've been working evidence for the BD case for 6 months.
I imagine that we will solve the
There's a
Black Dahlia
difference.
case before the end of this
I just started working it
desk.
today.
I
Okay,
suspect so,
Oddshot.
but perhaps not
Much
this
more
time
like
around.
werewolf
No,
back
this
around
doesn't
with
seem.
court.
This seems
He clearly
like I
has a
said,
thing
like
for power. Power over women.
somebody killing
Why
their
not power
wife
over the
and
police department
trying to
as
blame it
well?
on the Black Dahlia
Finish.
because like
I
I've
opened
gotten
his
away
mouth
with it now.
for 6
You've got this other
months.
serial killer to chase.
Some opportunity for reading about the
Yeah, it's definitely. I think you're probably right.
Get himself a freebie.
As
That's
does
not
Galloway.
totally fantastic.
Galloway does not seem like a nice person, but he does seem like an experienced person.
Yes.
There's a reason we didn't get the son of a bitch after the short murder was them, locusts.
Where do you think the werewolf killer is
Locusts.
Dead by his own hand, stationed somewhere else with the armed forces.
Ooh.
San Quentin, another town.
That is actually an interesting accusation, saying that he's the killer is a military man.
Yeah, I mean he's probably mindful of cult history there when he's putting it that way.
I was gonna say I imagined that Phelps would object when he said that.
He doesn't seem to like referring to his military past at all, ever, under any circumstances.
Just want to point out that we're deliberately not going to help a Bank of America break-in there.
Sure. I mean,
Also called out specifically as Bank of America. Like I thought you had to get like rights for that kind of thing. Like, maybe
Bank
it's
of
free
America.
advertising.
yeah, I guess. I mean, probably the fact that Bank of America existed in 1945 is not like subject to copyright.
No,
Oh, all
but
right,
like
1950,
using their
I
name
think.
specifically is just like in a commercial product. Like you usually have to get clearance for that kind of thing. But I don't know if they.
Sort of. I think a lot of the clearance getting people do is preemptive and just in casey. I think like a company doesn't really have rights for its name in a broad sense. They have rights to like not be libeled, but most things aren't really liable. But no one wants to be sued and find out whether they're liable that way. Wow, this place is shitty.
Mm-hmm.
The Bamba Club.
Looks like a
Not very
fucking
impressive.
Denny's.
Yeah, it's a diner.
Gentlemen, what can I get you?
Like I bet if you went back to this place in modern
Were you
Los
working
Angeles,
here
this is
last
actually
night?
just a
Yes.
Denny's now and not a
Can I
club.
help, officer?
You can
Yeah.
start with your name.
Garrett Mason.
You're the
This dude
regular
did the
bartender
murders.
on nights?
I'm a temporary barman. I work for an agency. I fill in at bars across town.
Do you remember a woman who came in here last
That's
night?
just about to ask for a
5
free
feet
drink,
7,
isn't he?
About 110
Probably.
pounds, blonde hair, about 40 years of age.
You mean Celine Henry?
Oh, that was a stroke of luck.
Yes. Do you know anything
The reason he
about
knows
her?
her name is because he
don't.
murdered her.
But the owner, Mr. McCall,
Possibly.
serves me most nights. Would you like to speak to him?
I would.
He sits at the back of the club. Wears a hibiscus. You can't miss him.
Hibiscus.
Is there anything else?
It's a kind of flower, isn't it?
Phelps. I'll stay
Yeah,
here.
he probably means like a Leah or something, the Hawaiian thing. There we go.
I cannot ask this man any more questions, which is
Three
a
fingers
regret,
away.
because
Because Galloway's taken him to serve.
Yes.
He didn't seem like the most honest-looking person, but
No.
well, let's hope you talk to him.
Detective Phelps, LAPD. We're investigating the murder of Celine Henry. Do you know her?
Celine?
Yep, that's a hibiscus right there.
No, I was expecting a wreath of flowers or something, but it's just like a flower.
Go way back.
She was here last night?
Could this be another love triangle?
She's a regular. Celine is... was.
Once again, we've got like a bartender, so a bar owner who like knows some woman who's a regular at a bar, and he's talking about her husband, who is not him.
Yes.
It's all very familiar, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Although in this case, it's the wife that is dead and not the husband.
That is a difference, yes.
Okay, so
Perhaps
we've got. I'm just going to check the evidence that we've got so far.
Mhm.
The size
There
8
we
shoe
go.
prints might come up here. Everything else, I think, will not. Maybe the missing
Unless-
jewelry also.
Unless Unless he's like, you can't prove she's ever been to this club, in which case you show him the lighter.
Oh, yes, that is true. But also, he seemed pretty open that, like, yo, she's been here. Like, I know who she is, and she is a frequent member of
He's
the club.
a good actor or someone who doesn't have a reason to lie.
For a free drink, it ain't coming.
All right, dude. I'm sorry. I was just checking the evidence that I had here.
Was Mrs. Henry here with anyone last night?
I bet you Galloway doesn't pay for his drink, though.
Celine already had quite a head start.
Probably not, no.
She attracted attention?
Certainly. A few gentlemen became very enamored with her and her stories.
Stories?
In particular.
Was she, like, dungeon mastering?
That would actually be, like, the wildest turn that any of these cases could take. Like,
that would be fantastic. I really wish one of them was about Dungeons and Dragons, but it can't be because it's too early. I reckon truth. Like, just asking for more info. Do you think?
Yes. I'm tempted to use an intuition, but again, we're very low on intuition.
Yeah. It's not.
You know him?
Let's do it the unintuitive way.
He's been in a couple of times.
Did they leave together?
Yes. At around 11.
What?
If it helps, I made the guy's license plate.
That helps a lot. That's really random. How did he... Why did...
That is bizarre, actually. Like,
yeah.
personally, I don't make a habit of knowing random license plates.
2B8899, but why did...
Maybe it's because of the 2B? There's another game that I've been playing recently. Sorry, that's as far as I'm going to go.
Missing a ring, torn from her finger, but not her wedding finger.
Oh,
Selena
that
was
actually
more
is
a
something
red
that I
garnet
did not
ring.
notice. That it was not her
large
wedding
size.
ring. It was just a different ring.
Larger than life, like Selena herself.
Did she have it a long time?
Sure. Since way back in her flying days.
This is
Did
probably
her
another
husband buy it for her?
truth?
No, it was before Jacob.
Ooh.
I think...
He
I wonder...
bought it for her because he's suddenly gone very shifty.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hit doubt as soon as I double check this missing jewelry here. Yeah, doubt it is.
I think
Go
you know
for
where
it.
the ring
Let's
came
yell
from,
him.
and I think you're gonna tell me.
Okay.
I
I bought it years
Yep,
ago.
he did buy it.
I carried
Ah.
a torch for Selena in those days.
In those days, and not now. Okay.
An old man never knew about
He's
it.
being pretty open.
So he has in his mind been friend zoned, is the way that I would put it.
Yeah, he's not, like, totally unsuspicious, but at least he's being open with us.
Sure, I know Jacob. He was in the
Well,
Corps.
he's been open
He
with
met
us as far
Celine
as
on a
we've been
furlough
like
and married her when
hitting
the
the
war was
correct
finished.
buttons to push.
Put up with
True.
a load of shit.
Do you think he killed his wife?
No. No, not in my opinion.
But, what's the best way to get more info out of him here?
I think doubt, like looking at him gulping and everything. I'm
yeah,
going to hit live
there's
first
something-
though, because
Doubt-
this
there's
is a
something he
different
can
than
tell us.
this is a different facial thing than the last doubt. So
Yeah,
let's
the
see
way
what
I've
we
come
accuse
to-
him of.
The way I've come to think of them is that truth is when you're like, go on, and doubt is when you're like, there's something you don't want to tell me anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're lying, McCall. You're covering for Henry. You called him and told him what time
What?
she was leaving.
We cannot prove
You're
this.
an asshole. You know that?
Yes, I do know that. Thank you. But also, if it's the Bamba Club lighter, that's a hell of a leap of logic. I'm going to back out and hit doubt. But that's the only one that even seems remotely close.
Looks like I was mistaken.
I
So
think
if it wasn't Jacob, then you probably let her out of here with the guy who killed her. How do you feel about that?
Stow the attitude, will ya?
How do you
I
feel
tried
about
to
that,
get on
sir?
to Jacob.
Like, no,
rang
don't
him
tell me
up.
to just stow my
Asked him
attitude
to
here.
come pick her up like usual. But he refused. She
Huh.
picked some night to push him over the
That's
edge.
suspicious.
I rang him back around 11:30, but got no answer.
So if we go and meet Jacob, and he says, "Oh, I was totally at home at 11:30,"
Yeah.
142 North Union Avenue. God knows I had to send her home in enough cabs to remember that.
That's a bummer. But also,
it is.
I'm still super suspicious about this guy because, like, he knew her before she was married, and then, like, I
I
don't
reckon
know.
the reason he wrote down I reckon it's all consistent. His story, it makes sense to me. He is sad about this woman he's had a crush on for years, but who he thinks is kind of a wreck. And he, like, tries to look out for her, hence the license plate writing down and calling her husband. But he's sad about the whole thing. Now she's dead.
Sorry, there was a ping. I had to check out the code check
phone.
tickets.
I think McCall is
Operator, give me R&I.
cleared, yeah, in my mind.
I don't think he did the killing. He may know who did it
Cole
and
Phelps,
just, like,
badge
isn't telling us
1247.
because we weren't asking the right questions. But that is as
Maybe.
far as I will go.
I need a registered owner on a license plate, 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective.
2boy.
I'll need to contact the DMV. Shall I relay the details via KGPL?
Please.
What do you think
Thanks,
KGPL is?
I'm gonna assume it's like just a radio because radio in the
It's
United
the
States
call
is
sign?
split into K and W. K is west of the Mississippi. W is east of the
So
Mississippi.
Galloway is already just freaking left and is just waiting. He's just so bored of the whole thing. He thinks that Phelps' ego, well, he can take care of it then.
Yeah.
He just doesn't care. Wow.
I definitely appreciate that because
Give me a break.
you people are terrible.
You find the booze helps you get through a working day.
Sharp as buying
Ooh, he's going there.
A smart lawyer might use that to throw
You
out
people are fucking awful.
Smart man might know it's unwise to stand between the patient.
Look, that one's my fault from turning right from the
As
second
long as
lane.
you're
but
not
come on.
falling over, Rusty, I'll let it slide.
That's mighty kind of you, Phelps.
Also, I got an
No, you
achievement
picked
for
the
getting the
wrong
guy to
job
give
of
the
helping
license plate, which, like, I did
We
on
owe
the
it to this city
first
to do the best
clue
we can in this
by
position.
hitting the
As
truth
homicide
button.
detectives, that responsibility
So what's
is
the
all the
deal
more
there?
serious.
Always
The way Cole talks is
It's not
hilarious.
political, it's practical. Maybe the men combing Hollywood Boulevard after the Elizabeth Short murder were more interested in sniffing out booze than the clues that would have led to her killing.
Yeah, well, if only you'd been there, choir boy. Betty Short.
I
be
feel like I
alive,
should know who the
Jack
Elizabeth
spared
Short
Pearl Harbor.
murder
Our
is.
She was one of the people killed by the Black Dahlia.
Ah,
Minor
okay.
syntactical error, Detective Galloway. I never claimed to be able to prevent crimes. I only suggested
What a fucking
proficiency in
schween.
solving them. Guess that's the drink slowing you down.
Oh my God, brother.
Wow. This is not off to a great start, this partnership.
No, but neither was Bukowski, so we've got that.
No,
going
and
for us
that
at
turned
least.
out fine in the end. We'll see how this one goes. Whoops, I guess you can't drive up there.
Why would you
Well, you
block
prob-
these roads off?
You know what? I
People are
reckon you
terrible.
probably could. I reckon you can get through there. You personally could. Maybe other
That's-
people can't.
Those are cement barriers. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to drive on the sidewalk though.
Person's garden. Ah well. I'm sure we'll get to revisit that at some later date.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's like they've got something stashed up there for like a set piece or something, and they just don't want you to see it yet. So
Could be. But I mean, you could just like get out of the car and walk up there, so it can't be that smashed.
Well, no, because the cement barriers were going across the sidewalk too, weren't they?
Possibly.
Like, I bet that Phelps, if he went up to those, would refuse to climb over, despite being perfectly capable of doing so.
We'll have to find out sometime. So this is the way to the quite out in the suburbs house of Celine Henry Nee Jacobs.
Yes.
And her husband, of whom we are, I think, suspicious already. Like,
Suspicious.
I don't know.
But
It sounds like the bartender thought they had a bad relationship.
But it also
and-
sounds like he just wasn't there. Like he was
Yeah. yeah.
abandoning her, but he was not like on the way to killing her. Like,
Yeah,
killing
perhaps
her
we
was
can, like-
somebody else's job, but not even
That
like
is-
on his orders or anything. He was just like, I don't give a shit about my wife anymore. Which
Yeah, like he may have effectively, neglected her such that she ended up being picked up by the wrong guy.
Mhm.
Let's see
but
what his
we are
true
still
signs
going to
is.
like talk to him because like, yo, your wife's dead. How do you feel
Oh,
about
yeah.
that?
I bet you Galloway perks up when talking to this guy because he'll assume he's the killer since he thinks husbands do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, he's immediately taking a more active role.
That's, you know what? That's actually really good. Also, if this husband is dead, also, that's like wicked
That would
messed
be
up.
interesting. That would be
Window
oh,
broken.
That's Interesting.
Sometimes
I
the
like
tech
this.
of this game just does not hold up, and I think that particular shot is an example
A bit
of that.
outdated, yeah. I do like the stubby little pistol,
Like
though.
somebody's creeped the joint.
Creeped the joint.
Wow.
Definitely words that human use.
Is that
Humans
how you,
use.
like, steal things from a home in 1950? Oh, shit, it's newspaper, yeah.
House fire deaths are suspicious. If only we were on the arson beat.
Yeah,
We will
hang on,
never
this
be on the
isn't
arson
about-
beat, obviously.
This
but
isn't about psychology and drugs.
Go back, Doctor.
Or is it?
Fires are cathartic. They allow you to
Wait.
confront your past.
He's encouraging this guy to commit arsons?
Are you taking the medication I have prescribed?
Dang.
He is encouraging this guy to commit arsons. I
For
said
when you
that
need
like
a-
questioningly the first time, but now I'm actually certain.
Yep. Harlan Fontaine, for when you need a criminal psychologist.
The deaths were unfortunate, but you have
The
dealt
fuck is
with
wrong
death
with you?
before.
You said the house would be empty! How can I find peace?
You have fucked up now. Now you have fucked up.
Has
fucked
he
up now.
though?
You have-
I mean, the guy that burned the house down did, but has Harlan Fontaine fucked up there?
I think he fucked up. I'm pretty
Morally,
sure.
yes, but like, is
I
it
feel
going
like
to actually
I feel like he fucked up in like he clearly has been manipulating that guy who was the patient he was giving drugs to earlier, and he's done it wrong and is not going to be able to control him. I'm thinking. I reckon that comes up sooner or later.
Perhaps. Also, are you really not interested in the car key? Seems like you would be. Like,
just rotate the wrist gently, rotate it around.
yes,
like
that is all my doing, by the way. Like, Cole does, like, when you don't want to actually investigate an object, it looks kind of like this.
Whoa.
You just kind of stare at it like, yep, that's a shoe. But
this one, surely though, he does want to investigate.
Size 9. Above average for a lady.
9s. Okay. What were the,
Was that? Did you see that picture of a goat on the wall? Because that was cool.
I did not yet, but I'm just going to remark size 8 shoe prints for the men. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the ladies' shoe is size 9. I
No
don't
matched.
know whether...
It explicitly said in there, no matched imprints at crime scene.
Yes. That is a cool picture of a goat, by the way. But I don't know the relative difference in sizing between men's and women's shoes. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think a size 9 women's shoe is actually bigger than a size 8 men's shoe.
Don't think so either. It's interesting that there's a woman's shoe in the house which isn't the size of what we think is Celine Henry's feet.
She may not have had shoes at that point.
Oh yeah, she may have been like dragged up there already dead. This place has really been gone through.
Yeah, somebody is...
Hello.
Ring box.
That's
Ring.
relevant.
Tiffany. The rest of this stuff is junk. Might explain the missing ring.
Huh, so it could be that a burglar broke in.
That would be weird, though. Well, no, it wouldn't be that weird, but, like...
It would be
it would be
coincidental
weird
to
for
a
a video
suspicious
game.
degree.
Because, like, we're not gonna just, like, go into the wife of the husband of a murdered lady's,
So that's her, that's Celine.
Yeah. Sorry, we're not gonna go into the husband of a murdered lady's home and discover that, like, oh, he's also been robbed. Like, that might happen in the real world, but in a video game, like...
No. What I'm thinking is, if this wasn't set up by the husband, then what happened is something like the husband, Jacobs, is like away or doesn't care to deal with Celine's bullshit. She catches a cab home, right? Or was taken home by the stranger or whoever. So the guy who picked her up at the bar takes her to her home, where he kills her, ransacks the place, and dumps the body.
And then, he's like, oh, I love this empty home that has potentially valuable stuff in it. I'm just going to do a murder here, drag your body to... can we actually see a map when we look at this stuff?
There was, when you press start, there was actually a map.
Yeah,
like,
but
oh, that's the city map, though, I guess, yeah.
Well, maybe it has the stuff marked here. Because I would like to know how far apart these things are. That is the crime scene. Her house is here. Yeah, that's actually like close enough that you could totally drag her to there.
Yeah.
As,
You're like, I want
this
to
is
dump
the
the
nearest
body. How
park.
about up on the hill?
And then you say like, oh yes, the Black Dahlia murder. So you drag out her tube of lipstick. Sorry, drag out her tube of lipstick and are just like, yes, this is the Black Dahlia. Don't investigate further. By the way.
Even if it was the husband, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that the crime took place here.
Yes.
Given the state of the house.
Although I will say there is no blood here, which is...
Yes, so maybe it would be surprising after all.
Well, it wouldn't be surprising. It would just be like... It shows an amount of foresight that doesn't appear to have happened at the rest of the crime scenes.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally within reason that somebody would kill here. Oh. I'm sorry, you were standing in front of the door that I thought I was...
We definitely haven't finished exploring the place yet.
No, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Those are her glasses. So Celine was actively living here.
Yes. This is something that we did not have in the first traffic case, where the husband and wife were split up but living in separate bedrooms, etc.
Might be worth looking around the house as well as inside it, though I don't quite think we're done with the inside either. Did you manage to look in the closet over to the left?
I think so. Also, are these bedrooms identical, or have I just wandered into the same bedroom twice by accident?
There may only be one bedroom.
I thought there was another one, like, over here.
That's a kitchen.
That is a kitchen. What, you haven't slept in a kitchen? What's wrong with you?
I actually have slept in a kitchen. I've done it once. I'm not keen to do it again.
How old were you when you slept in a kitchen?
I was, I think, 20 or 21 years old. It was the sort of age at which you might occasionally sleep in a kitchen from time to time.
That is approximately the age at which I slept in a kitchen as well. There was a party going on in the living room and I didn't want to participate anymore, so I slept in the kitchen.
It wasn't my kitchen, it was a friend's. Yeah, it was that sort of situation. That kitchen situation.
Although I will say, sleeping in the kitchen was a poor decision because the alcohol was kept in the kitchen.
So people kept coming in and out, I imagine.
Yes. And they eventually told me to sleep upstairs instead, so I did.
Let's take a look around outside, because we're going back and forth here.
Yeah, it feels like I'm missing something inside.
Possibly, you may not have looked in the main room enough, but also, yeah, let's look around the place. What's that on the ground?
Apparently
scrap.
not something that Phelps is
garbage.
interested into.
Yeah. I mean, he's always interested in real clues. He's just also interested in a lot of other nonsense. There's a shed back there.
There is. I'm going to hit that after I hit the back window that Rusty
Someone else
found.
already hit. Yeah. The pre-hit window.
Apparently he's not interested in that either, which is
Hang on.
What's up?
Hang on, have a look at that. The glass is on the wrong side.
Like it's been broken out of? No, it's been broken into.
It's not. Okay, yeah, you're right, yep. It does look
although
broken.
I am going to try and go back into here and
have a look at the glass shards.
There we go. Yeah, that is a clue that I missed.
Burglar used the pry bar. Why did you kick the door in?
You think I'm gonna climb through a broken window in a $30 suit and another thing done, Buster?
I mean, fair enough. That's a $300 suit is not... Oop.
It's funny how Galloway is clearly kind of a shithead, but in his interactions with Cole, he kind of manages to look good so far.
I mean, he's like a douchebag, but he's right. Frequently enough that,
I don't think so.
That said, I wouldn't be too surprised if it turns out that generally it's the husband who... Oh, hello.
Celine and Jacob are obviously having problems.
Okay, so she lives here and he lives there,
Crime
apparently.
scene evidence still weighs against it being the husband. Jacob could give us something to go on.
Against it? Oh, okay, so he is, already on board with,
Like this, you'd be feeling the back
Yeah.
of your hand.
Rusty, I was just warming up to you there.
He's a professional, I think, and an asshole.
He's a professional and also, an insane misogynist and alcoholic, apparently, because he's about to get his drink on.
Yeah.
And I think it's, 10 in the morning, 10:30?
It's certainly not the ideal time.
Can I go into this shed?
That said, it's like 6:30 in the morning in real life, right? And we're recording a video game, so...
No, it's actually 7 in the morning at this point. But yes.
Okay, my mistake. All good. Each to his own.
No, yes, I've been awake since 5:30. I'm making good decisions in my life and my use of time, so...
At least you didn't end up becoming a homicide detective.
Yes. I'd be very bad at it for multiple reasons. Reason number one being I don't like cops.
It's clear where to go next, but it's really not clear who killed Celine Henry, is it?
No. I still don't think it's the husband, and I don't think it's the Black Dahlia, but I don't know who that actually leaves us as far as like suspects. It's not. It's probably not the bar owner either. I still don't like the bar
guy
owner.
who took her from the bar is very suspicious.
Yes, but we don't know who that is because I don't think anybody gave us a name or even like a description.
Well, hopefully the number plate trace will come in soon.
Yeah.
And get some info on the person.
Calling all cars, citizen reports officer needs help, shots fired, officer down, 6th Street and Lindley Place. 6th Street, Lindley Place. Unit to handle code 3, identified.
So in lieu of that information, I guess we need to get Yelly on this Jacob guy. Is Jacob his first name or was Jacobs his surname?
Let's find out by stopping in the middle of the street here.
Also, I see a cool opportunity to take a shortcut up ahead.
Jacob Henry is his name. Celine Henry was the lady, so that makes sense.
You can totally, like, avoid taking the roads for a while here.
Breathe, Phelps.
You
Breathe,
have to do
damn
that.
it.
Success.
Partial success.
Well, you know, knocking that over is going to be way less damage than, ooh, going hard, huh? It's 11:09 in the morning now.
Dang. So, Galloway clearly is, like, used to dealing with hardened criminals and stuff, or at least he thinks he is. He kicks in another door.
Who's asking?
The LAPD, motherfucker.
You're under
Let's go.
arrest for the murder of your wife.
That is...
Holy shit!
Yo, dude, that's too soon.
Hell, pal, you got bigger problems.
Also, not pointing your gun at him anymore? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Have you arrested a man before?
You tell me that Celine is...
Take a seat, Mr. Henry. We're gonna have a look around, then we'll talk.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think this dude did it.
He'd be a very good actor, but maybe he
A way
is.
better actor than the entire rest of the game. Which I assume will happen later, but...
Oh, nice, do the thing. I love this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, find out what the hell was written. Thanks for the... Need you to do something. Thanks for the... I need you to... About my wife? Thanks for the offer. I need you to do something about my wife.
I still want to know, like, if there's... Alright, I guess we're done there. If there had been, like, a signature there, it would have been real nice. But Phelps is not interested in that.
It wouldn't matter. The handwriting. We have the note from Jacob.
That is true.
It was the same handwriting. I recognized it. So, however, it does occur to me that that note could be interpreted in multiple ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's got it in the clue list here as death threat note, but is it actually?
No, that seems like, yo, my wife's a drunk. I would like somebody to do something about that. Mr. Harlan Fontaine, could you possibly do anything about my wife?
Yeah, like it could be calling in a hit, but...
It's a baseball bat. No blood on it, though. I am actually surprised that there was not a ping there, because we know that she was murdered by a blunt force object, but not what the object was.
Hello? Was he preparing to flee?
Size 8 shoes.
Or did he just move in?
Size 11 shoes.
Size 11.
Ah, that's actually quite relevant. I assume they are his shoes.
It would be some fucking next level shit to just buy some size 11 shoes just so that the detectives would find them.
That would be a great way, if it actually worked. You rely on having detectives who are like really diligent, but not quite diligent enough.
Yeah. It's definitely like a last second ploy, like, well, I mean, I've got the money to buy these size 11s anyway, so... Yeah, I don't think he's concerned about his wife being alive. I think he's concerned about his wife being an alcoholic.
I think you're right. I don't know if we can persuade Galloway of that.
I think we will eventually, but I'm gonna take another lap around the house, make sure we didn't miss anything. But
Yeah, this seems like it's going to be a difficult interrogation.
yes, there's gonna be a lot of doubt / lying because my guess is that he's not exactly thrilled to talk about his wife being an alcoholic. Like, he wants something done about it, but he's not like gonna be like, yeah, my dead wife was a fucking drunk. Buh. That's not really.
Well, I mean, he might, but probably not.
Okay, so nothing else around the house here. Or, sorry, the apartment. There is that door that I can't open, which not sure how I feel
will
about
note
that.
McCall, when he was talking about Jacob Henry, mentioned that he had to put up with a lot of shit. So
Yes.
So who could have
that kind of is
Where did she go last night, Jake?
To the bar.
A bar, I suppose. Look,
This is either doubt
No.
in that you fucking know, you asshole, or it's lie because we know exactly what bar she went to. So
Well,
I'm
what
gonna
if
hit lie
it's-
first.
What if
You
it's
know where
truth
she
because
went,
he doesn't
Jacob.
know?
You're lying. Why would I help you if you keep lying to me?
look, I'm telling you, I don't know.
So the Bamba Club lighter is where I would go if I was going to hit lie.
But it's not right to do that because it doesn't prove he knows anything.
That's true. Which is why I'm going to back out and hit doubt instead. But
Hang on. Husband's alibi. What is in husband's alibi? Because didn't McCall say he called him? Yes, reports telephoning Jacob Henry.
You know she went to the bar.
correct.
There we go. Yeah.
Thank you very much, by the way. I probably would have
No
forgotten about that.
Bartender there. He calls me if things are getting out of hand, and I go and I bring her home. He called me last night. I said no.
And that's
Phone rang a couple more times after that. I ignored
well.
it.
Yeah, that's not the
I
story I
imagine-
was expecting when we got here. It's much more believable than the one I was
Yes.
I have
expecting.
to live with that.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I would say is like, man, that's
When did you last see your wife?
a fucking bummer. Like,
Yeah.
even if they weren't happy or whatever, just knowing
I
that
went
like
to see her. We talked.
somebody called you on the night that they were murdered and
Got a
you
little
just
out of
said
hand.
like, I'm done with their
Yeah.
bullshit, and you were just like, oh, I guess I shouldn't have
And
been
then-
done with their bullshit. I'm gonna back out here and
When
re-hit
did
that
you
question
last
because
see
I was
your
talking.
wife, Mr. Henry?
Last night. I went to see her. We talked. Things got a little out of hand. I left.
This sounds to be true, but I may want to doubt that.
Try picking lie. See what he says, because we do have some random evidence from the place.
You tailed her?
Okay,
Nope,
no.
that is definitely not
Oh.
true. This dude is not the murderer.
Or at least if...
Why would I do that, detective?
I mean, because of her alcoholism and other reasons, but you didn't do it because of the size 8 shoe prints and the size 11 shoes. So
Yeah, and also that's just not a really good enough reason to kill someone.
I'm gonna hit the other one first.
Yeah, okay.
Why did you kill her, Jacob?
Because this one's hard.
Dude, Cole, we're way ahead of you. We're
That's a lousy thing to say. I never gave up on my wife.
that is false, and that's why you didn't kill her. But
Are you
gonna hit
sure it's
evidence.
false? The thing is, the so-called death threat note seems to me to prove that he's telling the truth.
I don't believe you, Jacob. I think you didn't have the guts to do it
Oh
yourself,
god.
so you had someone
See, this is where you could get it wrong. If you want to
Yeah,
falsely arrest
something
him,
big
use
mouth.
that clue.
Huh?
That's what I'm guessing. You could totally falsely arrest this guy, but I don't think he did it. So don't
No.
do that. You could stick this on him, but please don't.
So what do you think? Doubt on this one? Or do you
I've
think that
forgotten
maybe
exactly
we
what
have
he
to
said.
arrest him falsely before we find the real killer?
I've forgotten exactly what he said, so I'm not sure whether to doubt.
Nothing personal. I'm just doing my job.
He said, "Why would I kill my wife? I have no motive." And then you would say,
Yeah, maybe it
Why
is
did you kill her,
doubt
Jacob?
"Why'd you
then.
kill her?"
Things will go better if you come clean about it.
That's a lousy thing to say.
Never gave up on my wife.
I
He
never-
totally did. Which, like I said, is why he
Yeah,
didn't
you're right.
kill her, because
Okay, I reckon
he was just
doubt
like
is
fucking
is-
done.
Yeah, so doubt to make him tell us more by being mean and so on.
That was incorrect. I was supposed to lie.
She left and then you followed her.
No, you weren't. You were supposed to pick truth, I reckon.
I left
Wait, what?
first. She tried to batter me
What?
with a frying pan.
Oh,
I-
hello.
This
Had to
is
slap her down.
older than the previous night, I think. Fuck off.
Interesting that he gave us extra info, but it was considered wrong.
Last night, I went to see her. We talked. Things
This, I think, is going to be
got a
doubt
little out of
also.
hand.
Or I
I
guess
left.
doubt, and the first one wasn't supposed to be doubt. It was. Or,
I
sorry,
reckon the
second
last one. I reckon the last one was supposed to be truth.
I really
but,
think it was lie, and you were supposed to use that thing. And you would arrest him, and then you would get to interrogate him more at the police station, and then you would find out that he wasn't the real killer.
I'm not.
How are we meant to believe
I was
that,
not supposed to
Jacob?
doubt him here.
It isn't looking good for you.
I was supposed to hit lie, or truth, I guess, here.
That nosy bitch from next door, Jenny Horgan. She'll tell you I left.
Huh?
And what time.
We're still gonna need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
Yeah, we're bringing him downtown anyway. I was totally supposed to hit lie on that one.
Kill my own wife?
She was a lush and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Tramp is maybe a little far,
So now
but
you're gonna tell me you loved her? The DA goes all gooey over remorse, Jacob.
Yep, that's fair.
He deserved that. This guy doesn't even have a hat you can knock off.
That's true, but he's way better at punching than I am.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I have handcuffs, so it's fine. But also, we totally messed that up.
And check for messages.
I mean, yes, I guess so. The funny thing is, it doesn't really feel like we messed it up in terms of the questions asked and the answers given, but there were X's on it.
Operator, give me.
It's one of the things that I don't like about this game. Now that we're farther into it, the doubt lie thing is still the greatest thing that I don't like about this game. But also, just like being told when you mess up, I would like to only find out when I'm done with the case, instead of like after I finish the conversation. I would like to not know until I'm done.
I think that would be better, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Message from the coroner.
It's Phelps.
The coroner says the husband did it.
Several wounds to the head from a blunt metal instrument. Closest match would be a socket wrench handle.
So the cause of death was the blunt.
No, the blows to the head surprisingly were not fatal.
Huh.
That is surprising.
Hemorrhage and shock from the fractured ribs and multiple injuries caused by the stomping.
Anything else?
He's some kind of sex fiend. The tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an inch, but no trace of semen in the anus, vagina, or stomach.
Thanks, Doc.
Operator, give me R&I.
So I'm going to say that's another thing that points
Any
against
word on
the
the owner of that
husband.
vehicle? License
It's
Yeah.
definitely not him,
24899?
because he...
Yes, detective. The plate belongs to a brown
I
1936
don't know.
Pontiac.
But it just
Registered
doesn't
owner
seem
is
like his deal.
One Alonzo Mendez of 402 South Fremont Street, apartment 16.
Thanks.
Yeah, so
Any
I'm
other
not
messages?
interested in going downtown to interrogate this guy some more.
Detective, from Captain Donnelly.
Not until we've talked to Alonzo and Mendez.
Interviews to be set up immediately.
Got it. We're coming in.
Apparently I don't have a choice, though.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the guy's going to be taken in no matter what, but I reckon you now do have a choice of whether to go immediately to Central or whether to go after Mendez. And I think if you don't at least talk to Mendez first, there's a potential miscarriage of justice here.
Alonzo Mendez. Sound like a man who moonlights as the werewolf?
No.
Don't sound like a man I'd let my daughter in.
You've got a daughter.
You spend enough time drinking, Cole, you'll find yourself any number of things.
Oh, God. Galloway.
So that's why you'd never sober up.
Exactly.
So...
Brother said
yeah,
she
I
took a
bet
real
that if
pounding.
we had
Maybe if he had been a little firmer in the
been
beginning,
a little
wouldn't be in
less
this situation
good
now.
at investigating so far,
imagine that
we would totally be like, oh yeah, it's the husband
with
who
the
did it.
ladies,
But
Galloway.
with everything we've
Hmm.
got so far, I
Love
just
him,
don't
though.
see it. So
I have no complexity. They know exactly what.
Here's my theory. My theory is that we are pretty much right about the shape of the case, and we got the answers in that interrogation wrong, or two of them anyway, by getting ahead of ourselves, e.g. the game expected...
us to think that the husband did the killing, and we were just like,
Yeah,
no, he fucking didn't.
Because notice how the answers we got, like the things Jacob said, were like useful information that seemed to fit in correctly.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hang on, why didn't we go back and talk to the neighbor?
Apparently because we weren't interested in the testimony. But yeah, he totally didn't do it, so...
Yeah, it's a good point. I wonder if we should have... Oh, it's too late now.
That and also just like... I wonder if missing that would have been counted against my evidence check marks. Fourth floor, though. So, first...
Yeah, I really wonder. Like, so he said there was a neighbor who was watching and could have known whether he went out. I wonder if we could have gone and talked to her.
My guess is that no, because it didn't... Like, when I hit the marker for this building here, the previous place that I was X'd out.
Don't bother knocking.
Yeah, but is that always totally accurate, or is there some stuff kind of sometimes hidden? I wonder.
I do appreciate that we didn't knock at all. We just boot the door.
Yeah, just kicking the doors in all the time.
Kicking doors in, like, it's a good animation. Like, they should use it more often.
Yeah. I'm definitely kind of torn on this. No, I'm not really. I'm pretty convinced, like you are, that Jacob didn't do it. Jacob Henry, I think he didn't. Which means that our best suspect would be Alonso Mendez, but we don't know anything about him apart from he owned a car which Celine got into, and then she wasn't seen alive again, which is actually quite a relevant thing, of course.
That's what I would say. Like,
don't think this is
it's not much to go on, but
it's
given
something.
all we know, it's more than like the husband didn't fucking do it. So here's the last person who saw her alive.
Yeah, it's interesting. I reckon there's a real potential here to like get a bad career outcome. Like if you kind of couldn't prove it strongly either way, you could totally see Captain Donnelly being all, "Oh, this is not what we expect, son of our bright stars in the Irish police force."
Yeah. Also, I'm going to say that's Kavanaugh's bar, not the one that we went to. That's a different bar.
Correct. Yeah, we went to La Bamba. B into the sea.
Para bailar la bamba. That's a gun. That's a fucking gun. Just straight up.
Yeah, firearm. Very American.
What? Are you not going to be like, hey, this man has a gun? You're just going to be like, optimistic.
Why would you not have a gun? Have you ever heard of the Second Amendment?
That's a bloody fucking pipe.
Okay, that's not relevant.
Cole, you have not. Cole, you're not focusing on the.
Look,
all right.
you picked on a clue here. All right. The other ones, though, yes, also seem important. Okay, Mendez did it. Like, obviously.
Consistent with Celine's injuries, and the blood can be typed.
Yeah, alright.
It really shouldn't have defaulted on the lipstick, though.
Think these clowns are geniuses? Thank your stars you caught a break. Captain Donald will begin to like you.
Hey, what gives? LAPD, you're under arrest.
What the?
Do not lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
Mendez, stop right there.
I mean, to be fair, if I found strange men in my apartment, I would also be pretty concerned, whether or not I committed a murder. But he committed a murder, so...
I will kind of agree with Cole to say that, hang on, it's kind of fucking weird to keep a box full of the evidence there. I wonder...
This might be another video game thing where, like, they think video game players are idiots. Which, to be fair, we have totally messed up way simpler things.
I would totally not be 100% surprised if it turned out a third person did this, but, like, right now, from what we know, like, it... Particularly if he's got size 8 shoes and so on.
Yes.
And if he was driving that car, like...
Uh-oh. I wasn't supposed to take the drug. I was supposed to take the other one to the left.
Basically, here's the way I see it. Given the stuff that's been found at his apartment, the only way it's not Mendez is if it's the bartender. Not the bartender, the bar owner. Like, that's the only other option. Because
that makes
the
sense,
bar
yes.
owner...
They really
the
should have
bar
been
owner
checking
knows
shoes
I got an idea. Get him next to my window, Cole. Keep me alongside his vehicle, and I'll stop the son of a bitch.
Is it with a gun, or are you going to shoot him in the head?
He's going to shoot him, yeah. Stay close to the left rear bumper of the suspect's vehicle.
Wait, what do you want me to do? You want me to hit him, or do you want me to fucking spin him out?
Both.
Jesus!
They make them like they used to, I
You're
see.
under arrest for the murder of Celine Henry. Put your hands in the air!
That car is on fire.
Yeah. That was a pretty good chase. Okay, I mean, it seems very likely that he
I ain't
did.
seeing a goddamn thing.
Yeah. Pretty much all we need to do right now is just check shoe sizes of the 2 people that we have arrested.
Yeah.
And then one of them will have size 8 shoes, and the other one will have...
lads.
Oh, I guess we're just
Weird.
done.
That's quite a way to acquit yourself.
I
in the
mean,
first
given the
outing as a
box,
homicide
right?
investigator.
It's like, yeah,
It
he's
seems the
convicted.
city has a new and vengeful guardian. Considering the evidence against your suspect and the thoroughness with which your report was compiled, I foresee a safe passage through the courts, and the DA agrees.
I was really expecting to have to interrogate him to get him to admit to it.
Such as this deserves retribution.
With that box, though.
Yeah, the box was really fucking stupid.
I reckon, I strongly suspect... Nice. I strongly suspect you could have got Jacob convicted for this case.
Probably.
And would obviously got a bad rating for doing so. So, like, our wrong questions probably...
Oh! Maybe if we'd gotten that one right, he wouldn't have been arrested at all. We could have just been like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you, sir, but somebody's murdered your wife.
That might be what it is. That, like, if you get all the questions right, you don't have to keep suspecting him, maybe.
Yeah, which...
that's probably it.
That's actually kind of a bummer, though. I missed two clues again, which that was generally my strength at this game the first time that I played, was just finding all the clues, so...
Yeah, I wonder what they were. They can't have been crucial ones.
No, because we got it, like, that dude did it. Unless
So that guy was...
Maybe if we went back to the bar and we're just like, hey, what size are your shoes, by the way?
It is, I think, interesting and slightly suspicious that it's like, here's the box of all the evidence. We'll immediately arrest this guy, no further questions asked. Like,
yeah.
I reckon that'll be revisited at some point. But I don't know how.
I'm going to look at the Red Lipstick Murder on the LA Noire wiki.
Hang on. If you do, it might give you, like, spoilers for future things.
Okay, that's true. So I guess I'll look at that off camera and then we can figure out whether or not it's spoilery to talk about. So, but this has been La Noire, the first case of homicide, which actually went fairly well, I think. I enjoyed it more than the traffic desk in general, but also the specific last case of traffic. It was
this was good. I like
an actual murder. It was lighter in content, I think.
Galloway is a good character. He's not a good person, but he's like a good character, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that he and Phelps don't like each other because they each see each other's flaws accurately. Interested to see where that goes. And
also, I like that he is just like a hopeless cynic, and Phelps is a weird optimist, but also kind of like an ambitious optimist.
A huge prig. Yeah,
also,
he's like a politically ambitious prig and also a prick who, on the other hand, is like politically left-wing compared to the beat cops, and so they don't like him for being what we think of as progressive, but then at the same time he's kind of not. It's a interesting setup. I reckon if they had implemented your suggestion, which the dev team should have taken, of not showing you questions correct scores until after the end of the case, I reckon we would have been happy with how that second interrogation went at the time.
Yes. The other thing I will say is that
getting through the questions, basically.
Sorry, I was talking over you, but I just want to say real quick, the thing that we missed, one of the clues at least, was you could have gone into the guy's bedroom, Alonzo's bedroom, and found that he had size 8 shoes.
Okay, well that's another reason. I mean, it seems like he did it. Yes, it's stupid that he kept a box of evidence, but maybe he's a stupid person as well as being like
it's the next morning. Like, it wasn't even like noon at that point. He was probably intending to like burn it or whatever the day. Like later.
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean,
day.
he couldn't have known that the bar owner would have a crush on the woman he was kidnapping and write down the license plate number, basically.
Yes, that is pretty much the only reason that we were just like,
yeah.
You know what? Actually, that's the only reason he even knew who he was, isn't it?
Yeah, if you hadn't got that plate number from the owner, you wouldn't have had any other suspects other than Jacob.
It would have just been the husband, but we would have been like, no, the husband didn't do it, but
Yeah, so
got
that
nobody
could have
else.
gone quite differently. Holy shit.
Huh.
So that was
So-
the important question to get right.
Yeah. So I guess even though at the time we were just like, well, it's obvious that he's telling the truth, and then we got an achievement for it, like, it turns out to be for a very good reason.
Okay, I am in fact literally looking at the wiki here, and let's see, trivia, blah blah blah.
We missed one other clue. Do you happen to have any idea what that was?
Henry Cluj. Okay, well I'll tell you in a sec, I guess. Influenced by painting the dog, take custody.
We got 17 out of 19. One of them was the shoes of the guy. What was the last clue? It must not have been important at all, so. I'm inclined to cut the recording here, right after we find out whether there's a flashback.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Another thing that I liked about this case, given my dislike of the doubt-lie difference, only 6 questions. That was it. Mostly clues, very few questions.
Actually, yes. The interrogations are a good thing with problems, which are quite good when sparing. I did like all the interrogations and the Ring of Idiots car theft thing, but mostly when there's a lot of interrogations, that's good. You want a smaller number, I think.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to hit the A button. Sorry?
Let's see if there's a flashback.
Okay, here
Probably
we go.
not. I think there won't be one, like, in the middle of a desk.
There were a couple in traffic, so. But.
Oh. Well, here's a
isn't
cutscene.
flashback. This is a different kind of cutscene.
Well, we better not skip it in case it doesn't play again.
Yeah.
So this is the club where Roy Earl, vice detective, took the hole earlier,
It
isn't
looks
it?
like a different club, actually. But I think that's the same lady?
The singer, Elsa, who was... Oh,
Well, that probably
Staring
won't come
again.
up again. And here we have the next case, the Golden Butterfly.
Alright, see you next time for the Golden Butterfly.
Yes, this has been Noire. See you,
Okay,
Space
please feed it
Cowboy.
back in.